May was another solid month in the Perth property market. We saw stock for sale drop below 6,000 and it's remained there for most of the month. We're seeing stock levels now at the lowest numbers since 2010, and that's reflected out there in the market where we're seeing median days to sell only 12, which is incredibly fast, and we're seeing lots and lots of properties sell first weekend with multiple offers. Interest rate rises certainly don't help the market. We saw another rise in the first week of June, and we're now sitting at a Reserve Bank cash rate of 4.1%. So it's certainly going to have some impact on the market, but the good news is Perth and in the WA market are very cheap compared to the rest of the country. We certainly have very strong affordability, so it's certainly a hindrance, but given all the other positive factors, the strong economy, strong population growth, I still believe that Perth house prices will continue to rise. In May, we saw the CoreLogic Property Index show that Perth prices increased by 1.3% for the month of May and 2.4% over the last quarter. In fact, Perth and Adelaide, the only two capital cities across the country where we've seen prices grow over the last 12 months. Also during the week, the Real Estate Institute of Australia published its housing affordability report, and that showed in Western Australia, on average, 34.5% of income goes on a mortgage. And that's certainly quite affordable. I know some people are hurting out there with interest rate rises, but compare that to New South Wales where it's 55% of income goes on a mortgage. So right now, Western Australia and Perth in particular sits in a good place. Even though we have seen those rates increase, we're still relatively affordable to the rest of the country. The Perth rental market in May continues to struggle with low volumes of stock for rent. We saw the median rent is still sitting around $565 a week for a house, $500 for a unit, and it's taking about 15 days on average to lease a property. Certainly our property managers are telling us on the ground that it's very competitive, particularly for houses, and many properties are getting very large numbers through the home opens and attracting multiple offers. Now we are coming into winter, we may see a bit of a slowdown. People tend to not move as much during that winter period, but we've still got very strong population growth in WA due to the strong economic conditions, so I still forecast that we're going to see rent growth through the balance of 2023. The number of properties for rent still are at critical lows. Our vacancy rate is still well below 1%, and we're continuing to see only around about 2,000 or less properties advertised each week for rental. Given the size of the market, that's simply not enough properties, and another reason why we expect rental growth to continue through 2023. We've certainly seen a pickup in demand from people in New South Wales and Victoria in particular, looking to invest into Western Australia and Perth. And the reason for that is they're seeing the relative affordability where they can get houses for half, or in some cases even less than that, of the price they'd be paying in their home local market, plus the rental yields are very strong. A lot of those investors are chasing house and land packages. We've certainly seen a lot of the builders tell us that they're seeing very strong demand from those particular East Coast channels. I just would, as a word of caution to investors, often they're not necessarily the best investment, so be very careful about that. Often established properties are much better to buy. But also, that's good news for longer term stock, but a lot of those buildings will take upwards of 2 years to come to market, so it's not really going to help with the supply shortage that we have right now. In May, we saw a number of suburbs perform particularly well in terms of price growth, and it was varied across the board. We saw in the Northern Corridor, we saw Hillry's up 5.8% and also Kinross up 2%. Then if you go to the south of the river, we saw Halls Head up 1.9%, Secret Harbour up 1.8%, and also Melville up 1.3%. So it just goes to show right across the Perth metropolitan market and across price segments, we're seeing very strong demand. We've got the lowest stock since 2010 and very strong demand from buyers. So we're seeing multiple offers on many properties. Our buyers agents are certainly having to work hard to build rapport with the real estate agents and also get access to opportunities that may not even be on the market. Out there it's very competitive, particularly in the housing market and particularly in that $400,000 to $800,000 price point. Similarly in the rental market, good quality homes are going very quickly and attracting lots of people coming through those properties and getting multiple offers also. Now we're in the winter period, we may see a slowdown in demand as people tend to hibernate a little bit, but fundamentally we're coming to this market right now. We've got a critical shortage of not only properties for rent but also now for sale, and I think both rents and house prices are going to rise in value through the balance of 2023. If you'd like to find out more about what's happening in the property market or you'd like to learn about investing in property, please visit momentumwealth.com.au or give us a call on 9221 6399. One of our team members will be happy to chat to you.